Ever feel like there's a hidden genius inside you just waiting to be unleashed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today's deep dive might just give you the key.
Okay.
We're cracking open a conversation with Robert Greene,
Okay.
the mastermind behind books like The 48 Laws of Power and Mastery.
Robert Greene.
Yes.
I see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
His books are practically required reading for anyone who wants to understand,
Yes.
well, how the world really works.
Exactly. And we're lucky enough to be diving into his chat with comedian Theo Vaughn
Right.
on the This Past Weekend podcast.
Okay.
We're talking about purpose, creativity, and even some unexpected detours into the world of psychedelics.
Color me intrigued. What nuggets of wisdom did you unearth?
Buckle up.
Mm-hmm.
Greene starts by saying everyone has a unique purpose,
Right.
a primal inclination.
Okay.
He compares it to a seed planted at birth
Mm-hmm.
that, if nurtured,
Yes.
blossoms into your true calling.
Okay.
But he stresses that most people don't actually listen to that inner voice.
It's like we're all born with a superpower, but instead of honing it,
Right.
we let it get buried under societal expectations and self-doubt.
Exactly. He uses examples like Einstein's childhood fascination with a compass
Right.
and Tiger Woods' early obsession with golf. They tapped into that inner drive from a young age.
And it's not just them. Think about the Steve Jobs,
Wow.
the Elon Musks,
Yes.
even the Richard Simmons of the world. What they all share is an unwavering commitment to their unique vision,
Yes.
no matter how unconventional it might seem to others.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
But Greene also acknowledges that discovering your purpose later in life can be tough.
Right.
He himself didn't find his stride as a writer until he was 38,
Yeah.
after years of dead-end jobs and creative exploration.
It's comforting to know that even someone like Robert Greene had to navigate those uncertain years.
Mm-hmm.
He actually talks about how he spent his 20s and 30s, get this, immersed in a rock and roll lifestyle,
Wow.
experimenting with LSD and peyote,
Oh, wow.
all while bouncing between odd jobs.
Wait, hold on. Did he really say peyote,
Yeah.
as in the psychedelic cactus?
Yeah.
Our master strategist was on a vision quest.
It seems so.
Yeah.
But before we wander too far down that rabbit hole,
Right.
it's important to highlight that Greene emphasizes self-reflection and revisiting childhood passions
Okay.
as crucial for uncovering purpose later in life.
So it's about digging deep into those early experiences,
Yes.
those things that sparked our curiosity before the world told us what we should be interested in.
Exactly. He's a huge advocate for journaling as a way to reconnect with that inner voice. And not just typing on a computer,
Right.
but the old school pen and paper kind of journaling.
There's something almost meditative about putting pen to paper, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like you're physically unearthing thoughts and feelings that have been buried for years.
Precisely. And he uses Temple Grandin as an inspiring example of someone who, despite facing profound challenges with autism,
Right.
found her purpose working with animals. If she could overcome those obstacles to tap into her passion,
Yeah.
Greene argues anyone can.
Her story is a powerful reminder that our differences don't define us.
Mm-hmm.
They often hold the key to our unique contributions to the world.
Right.
But let's be honest, in today's hyper-connected world,
Yeah.
it's easy to feel like our inner voice is being drowned out by the constant noise of social media and instant gratification. How does Greene suggest we cut through the clutter?
That's where Greene and Vaughn have a particularly fascinating exchange.
Okay.
They both express concern that our obsession with social media, while entertaining,
Right.
can become a soul-sucking vortex.
It's like we're trading our unique perspectives for the comfort of the echo chamber.
Right.
Constantly consuming instead of creating.
Yeah.
It's like we're constantly plugged into the matrix,
Right.
comparing our blooper reels to everyone else's highlight reels.
Exactly.
No wonder we feel inadequate.
Right.
Greene actually uses that analogy,
Okay.
comparing the allure of social media
Right.
to the seductive
Yeah.
but ultimately empty
Right.
reality presented in the matrix.
It's a powerful image, right?
Yes.
And it speaks to his point that true fulfillment comes from tuning out the noise
Yeah.
and reconnecting with what makes you unique.
And sometimes that requires taking risks,
Sure.
even if it means stepping outside your comfort zone
Right.
or defying expectations.
Yeah.
Greene certainly lived that philosophy, especially when he wrote The 48 Laws of Power.
That book has a fascinating history from being banned in some prisons.
Can you imagine trying to explain to a group of inmates that it's not actually a how-to manual for manipulating people?
The irony is not lost on Greene.
Right.
He actually points out that the book is more about awareness than manipulation.
Okay.
It's about understanding the subtle power dynamics at play in everyday life,
Right.
so you can navigate them more effectively.
So it's less about becoming a Machiavellian schemer and more about becoming a savvy strategist who can hold their own.
Exactly. He even shares an anecdote about a woman who read the book while in prison
Oh.
and realized her partner had been using those same tactics against her.
Oh, wow.
It empowered her to see the relationship in a whole new light.
Wow, talk about a wake-up call.
Right.
It reminds me of that quote, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
But Greene's journey itself is a testament to the power of perseverance
Right.
and embracing the unexpected twists and turns of life.
Sure.
He mentioned a pivotal moment in Italy after the 48 Laws of Power was published.
Oh, yes. Picture this. Greene, fresh off the success of his book,
Okay.
finds himself at a conference in Italy,
Right.
surrounded by Italian politicians and paparazzi.
Wow.
Talk about a surreal experience.
Talk about a confidence boost after years of struggling to find his footing.
Right.
It's like the universe was finally catching up to his vision.
And it gets even better.
Okay.
A couple of years later, he stumbles upon an interview in Playboy magazine with none other than Jay-Z.
Wait, the Jay-Z? As in Beyoncé's husband, hip-hop mogul Jay-Z.
The one and only. And guess what?
What?
Jay-Z is casually quoting the 48 Laws of Power in the interview.
No way. Talk about validation. That must have felt like a mic drop moment.
It certainly solidified his place in the cultural zeitgeist.
Right.
From struggling writer to being quoted by Jay-Z.
Wow.
Greene's journey to success is anything but conventional.
And it speaks to his belief in embracing your individuality,
Yay.
even if it means standing out from the crowd.
Yeah.
He even talked about how he intentionally designed the 48 Laws of Power to look and feel different from any other book on the market.
Absolutely. He emphasizes that true fulfillment,
Yeah.
both creatively and personally, comes from tapping into your unique voice.
Right.
That primal inclination that sets you apart.
Easier said than done, right?
Right.
We live in a world obsessed with conformity.
Yeah.
It takes courage to resist that pressure and truly own what makes you different.
You're right.
Right.
It's a constant process of unlearning those ingrained beliefs and rediscovering who you are at your core.
Speaking of rediscovering,
Yeah.
remember when we talked about Greene's youthful dalliances with psychedelics?
Mm-hmm.
He actually credits those experiences with opening his mind to new ways of seeing the world,
Okay.
which ultimately influenced his writing.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It-
It's like he glimpsed something profound during the psychedelic explorations, and
Yeah.
he's been trying to capture that essence in his work ever since.
and it's not just about psychedelics.
Right.
He also talks about this concept of seduction,
Yes.
but not just in the romantic sense.
Right. He uses the word more broadly, like
Yeah.
the ability to captivate people's attention,
Okay.
to draw them into your
Yeah.
world, your ideas.
And he learned a lot about this from observing a friend of his, Eduardo,
Uh-huh.
who was apparently a master at captivating women.
Greene was fascinated by Eduardo,
Yeah.
who seemed to effortlessly charm everyone he met.
So what was Eduardo's secret? Did he have some sort of Jedi mind trick? Spill the tea.
It wasn't a Jedi mind trick, surprisingly.
Okay.
Greene realized that Eduardo's real power came from his genuine confidence and interest in others.
Right.
He wasn't trying to get something,
Right.
which paradoxically made him even more attractive.
It's like that saying, be yourself, everyone else is already taken.
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done.
Right.
Especially in a world where we're constantly being bombarded with images of perfection on social media.
Exactly. And Greene argues that spending too much time online
Right.
can actually chip away at our self-esteem,
Yeah.
making it harder to embrace what makes us unique.
It's like we start to see ourselves through the distorted lens of social media,
Right.
comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels.
Yeah.
So how do we break free from that cycle
Right.
and cultivate genuine confidence?
Greene believes it all comes back to self-knowledge. It's about understanding and embracing our strengths,
Right.
nurturing our passions, and not being afraid to stand out from the crowd.
Right.
He even suggests revisiting our adolescence,
Quite.
a time when we're naturally exploring our individuality.
That's interesting. It's like those teenage years, even with all their awkwardness,
Right.
hold clues to our true passions and interests before the world told us what we should be passionate about.
Exactly. And he encourages people to embrace those memories,
Right.
even the embarrassing ones, because they contain valuable insights into who we are at our core.
It's like excavating the artifacts of our teenage selves to better understand the people we are today.
Right.
Now, we can't talk about Greene without addressing the elephant in the room,
Right.
or maybe the peyote in the desert.
Yeah.
Those psychedelic experiences he had in his younger years.
Yeah.
He doesn't shy away from discussing them, does he?
He doesn't. And he's very clear that he's not advocating for reckless experimentation. But he does acknowledge that those experiences,
Right.
used intentionally, had a profound impact on him. They expanded his perception, opened him up to new ways of seeing the world,
Right.
and ultimately influenced his writing.
It sounds like he's trying to capture that same sense of awe and wonder in his work without the need for any substances.
Precisely. And it goes even deeper than that.
Okay.
He's fascinated by the concept of the sublime.
Right.
Those moments in life that evoke a sense of awe, wonder,
right.
and connection to something greater than ourselves.
And he's exploring this theme through some pretty mind-blowing concepts.
Yeah.
We're talking about octopuses with decentralized consciousness.
Wow.
Birds navigating with electromagnetic fields.
Right.
It makes you realize how much we still don't know
Yeah.
about intelligence and awareness.
He certainly challenges us to expand our definition of what it means to be intelligent,
Yeah.
to move beyond a purely human-centric view of the world.
And isn't that what a deep dive is all about?
Right.
So where does this leave us? We've covered a lot of ground purpose,
Yes.
creativity,
Yeah.
risk-taking,
Yeah.
seduction, psychedelics,
Right.
even the consciousness of octopuses.
Wow.
What's the one thing that really resonated with you
Yeah.
from our deep dive into the mind of Robert Greene?
It's a tough choice.
Yeah.
But I think the common thread running through all of Greene's work is this emphasis on self-awareness.
Okay.
It's about understanding our own motivations and desires, embracing our unique quirks,
Right.
and then using that knowledge to create a life that's both fulfilling and impactful.
It's about being fully alive, fully engaged with the world, and never losing that childlike sense of wonder and curiosity.
Right.
On that note,
Yeah.
here's a final thought for you to ponder.
Okay.
If Greene were to write a guidebook specifically for navigating the complexities of today's world,
Right.
what do you think he would title it? And what's one unconventional strategy he might include? Let us know.
Yeah.
Until next time,
Okay.
keep diving deep.